Welcome back, my fellow agents. It is I, X7, your agent of aquatic action, and the host of Zenorama, the podcast of heroes and monsters. Today we are going to be reviewing The Creature from the Black Lagoon, 1954, Universal. And it's so well known that I really don't have to go into too many of the actors, etc., or the fact that the creature was designed by uh, um, Millicent Patrick, the Disney animator, because everyone knows that. Everyone should know it. If you don't know it, Google her, find out. Millicent Patrick. And she wasn't given any credit for many years. Be that as it may, um, it's a wonderful movie. It's one of probably between this and the original Xenomorph from It Came from Outer Space, they're probably Universal's two most well-known 50s monsters. And I would say the creature is the most well-known because you see it everywhere. But Sven Svengoolie aired this just last Saturday, so we're going to be talking about it. And yes, indeed, we do have two title cards today because I just wanted to make sure that I had one that I could use when I upload it. Be that as it may, before we get too much further into the episode, please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Comments are always fun. I love them. And if you could watch 3 or 4, 5, however long the video is, it'd be great. But at least a couple of minutes longer than normal. It really helps the algorithm. And hit the subscription bell if you want to be notified of new content daily. Tomorrow is Wednesday. That'll be a book review of some kind. I was thinking about the Jack Arnold book I have, but I want to change things up and get out of the genre. Well, we'll see what happens. Okay, let's get that title rolling. All right. This really shouldn't be a very long review because, once again, everyone knows about it. I'm going to talk about seeing it for the first time way back in I want to say the mid-70s. Sci-Fi Flicks was our local channel, or Channel 2. It was the local science fiction show for Friday nights, so you could stay up till 11 or 12 or 1. And let's see, 9 10 o'clock, 10:30. Our Channel 2 had news at 9 and then showed an hour of The Outer Limits and then followed by Sci-Fi Flicks. So 10 to 11 to 1, usually we were up. And then once again, after 5 hours of sleep, we were up watching cartoons Saturday morning where Hanna-Barbera and Filmation ruled the airwaves then. I didn't know who any of these people were. We'll see the cast later on. It starts out with the beginning of the Earth, a very truncated version, and how life came on the shore, and then it goes right to the Amazon. I mean, it moves. So, the first episode, well, here we go with... So it's not too much. I don't know when the talking actually starts for the trailer. You'll see 2 of them here today. And they're both great. Would have worked on me as a kid. I want to say it would have been about 10. So let's say 74 or 75. I was just getting into monsters. Obviously, dinosaurs had been around even longer, for another 5 years before that. But Sci-Fi Flicks showed the Outer Limits episode, Tourist Trap, which was, ironically enough, and I don't think this was a coincidence, about prehistoric ichthyosaurs. Whoever made those props, the monster suits, had no idea what an ichthyosaur looked like, but they were telepathic. They were found lost. I don't know. It might have been in the South America. Obviously, they're in Brazil here, and so they prepped us with one aquatic menace, and that took care of themselves because there was bunches of them, and then brought us to the creature. And I was excited because I wanted to see. I had read enough monster books. I knew who the creature was, and this was exciting for me. So, and was terrifying, by the way, middle of the night with only the television light on and three scared kids. I think I was spending the night. But let's get over here to where's the cast? Where is Dr. Maya? Antonio Moreno is Dr. Maya, who's just uncovered a fossilized arm from the Devonian. So very way, way before anything else should have existed. And those are his two helpers, Luis and Tomas, I think. Yeah, we're just going to go with that. And he's taking a picture, and he's going to take it back to Rio de Janeiro, maybe. I think that's where they go. And he leaves them in charge. Boy, do they regret that. So does he, actually, because he likes these guys. We also see them use this claw in many different ways, as many ways as they possibly can, just the one claw. Because probably it was easier to put the arm on someone than have them dress up in the entire suit. Two suits, of course. Riku Browning played the creature underwater and in all three of the movies. And then Ben Chapman was the creature on land. Neither of them were credited, but that's okay. Little mystery goes a long way. So the Marine Biological Institute. So they're supposed to be in Brazil. And there's our hero. Richard Denning is Dr. Mark Williams. No, Dr. David Reed. Richard Denning, and that's Richard Carlson. Richard Denning is the other gentleman who's kind of a greedy knob. So, and there's our heroine, Julia Adams, also billed as Julie Adams occasionally. And so they all know each other. David was a student, and so he's like, here, look at this. That's what I found. And then there's our primaries there. I don't know who if that's Charles Emerson Winchester III, but it sure looks like him. But off they go. Mark Williams there is head of the, he approves the expeditions. Off they go to find out where this came from. They don't know. I like the fact that it's not in perfect condition. It's missing two fingers, and this doesn't even hardly look like a thumb. But they talk about the lungfish, which can breathe air and water. I guess this kind of makes the creature. There's the claw again, and again, and again, where he kills both of them. Although, to be fair, I think Chico there, or Luis, or Tomas, one of the three, didn't catch it. He did throw his lamp, his gasoline-powered lamp, or maybe kerosene or propane with propane accessories, I'll tell you what, right at the creature. So the first thing he does when the creature meets humans is they attack him because they're afraid of him. We don't know if he was going to hurt him or not, and this is what's passing as the Black Lagoon. And everyone's puffing away. What's his guts? Mark is called the Rita, a tub and a barge, and is upset that it's on here. But Julia Adams is Kay Lawrence, and she's just sweet as sunshine. And there's our Black Lagoon. And, as a kid, you believe they're in South America, in the Amazon. You don't know any better because you're kids. Rita looks like something that would be traveling there, much like the Amazon Queen did in Turu the Terrible, which is kind of a semi-remake of this. Very much a remake of it in Johnny Quest, my favorite episode, although they replaced the creature with a massive pteranodon with teeth. And now they're going to meet Dr. Maya, his Carl, but Lenny's not around, but Carl is. They're going to find his men, and they do, and it's a mess, a bloody mess. And Nestor Paiva is Captain Lucas, who's not fazed by very much at all. But he's also very funny. He provides some of the comedy relief here. And once again, there's the creature's hand. So how many times I've been I should have had a hand watch and numbered them. Now these two are in love, and Dr. Carl asks them if they're ever going to get married, and she's like, no, or he's like, no, but one would think after this they got married. And old Mark here is a little jealous, kind of threatens him with his spear gun. Read into that whatever you want to. and off they go into the water. Now, this has some beautiful underwater photography. These screen grabs are from the um, Blu-ray set that I have. I have double dipped on the Universals. I had the DVDs and now I have the Blu-rays, and they're just wonderful. I don't think they have anything different on them. Here goes Chico. All right. So they can't find anything, but he brought her up this ugly flower, and she's impressed. So they go further into the lagoon. There he is. There's our first full look at the creature. Pretty sure. And well, it's not our first full look, but Julie Kay is swimming. Her water scenes are doubled by Ginger Stanley, American model, actress, and stunt woman. So they shoot it really well, and I mean, it's obviously been talked about forever. The underwater ballet, and it's just great. The movie was shot in 3D, and I've never seen it in 3D. They don't have it. Oh, there's a 3D version on here for this and the second one. I don't have a 3D player, so I wonder if that's what happened. Be that as it may, there's Lucas yells at her to get out of the water while the creature's still looking at her. Raku Browning developed his way of swimming as the creature, and as someone who is a swimmer, but he's not, on assignment, trying to swim underwater, even with gloves on, and move like he does is amazing. Raku Browning could allegedly hold his breath for 4 minutes, and I believe that, and must have been a ridiculously good and strong swimmer because that suit, I don't know, it had to weigh 50 pounds if it didn't weigh anything. And she gets out and he wants to follow her, and there's a big old hole in it, and they find a claw. Obviously, the claws grow back. So back underwater they go.
What was it? Science didn't know, but dedicated scientists were willing to risk their lives to find out.
They go back underwater and try to get a picture of him. So we don't really, but good old Mark has to shoot him with a spear gun. Apparently he's got a high healing factor because the spear he just pulls out and it doesn't bother him. Then they yell at each other. And that's Whit Bissell as a scientist who's about to get mauled by the creature. And let's see, where'd he go? Dr. Edwin Thompson. So he looks like a scientist, though, and he's got a pipe. So you can tell he's an expert in the field of science, like Reed Richards and Dr. Banner. There's the picture. Didn't get him. So now they're all upset, but we got to go back and find him. He's on the boat. This guy, well, that's it. I think that's Z or Chico. Oh, anyway, 3 out of the 4 guys on the crew are gone now. And they use the iocane. Nope. Roto. Let me see if we can find out. What it is. Let's see. Rhododrin. No, I don't remember. He said it like 3 times. Return to civilization. Let's see. Anyway, they're putting this iocane powder in there. It's not the same that Dread Pirate Roberts uses, though. It just paralyzes the fish, doesn't kill him. And it works on the creature for after a while. But look at all the little dead fish body. Well, they're not dead. I would assume those are probably just blown up balloons. But off they go looking for him, and he's like, nope, I'm over here. I'm climbing back up on there. And there he is. Lovely shot with the light. I just love this costume. I know that, people don't think of the creature from the Black Lagoon as a man in a costume but that's what he is. I mean, it's prosthetics, his gills moved, his eyes. And there they go after him. And then there's his underground grotto. Yes, so once again, it looks like the creature is kind of an amphibian, so maybe he's a frog. There you go, Agent Frog. You get a shout out. All right, and we find him, but unfortunately, not if he finds you first. I don't know how he swam in that. There's a lot of screaming in here. Kay is very brave until she's not. Then this is where he mangles Wit. Dr. Edwin Thompson gets mangled here, and they like, well, he's all right, but then they capture the creature. It works. He's been captured. And on this note, where is my? Let's get back over
This
here.
lungfish, the bridge between fish and the land animal.
What did I tell you about
This one was a
lungfish?
failure. It hasn't changed in millions of years. But here we have a clue to an answer. Starring Richard Carlson.
Okay, so I'm going to stop here and insert the shorter trailer here.
Science couldn't explain it, but there it was, alive in the deep, deep waters of the Amazon. A throwback to a creature that had existed 100 million years ago, immensely strong and destructive. A woman's beauty, the bait that brought it out of its lair. See underwater thrills never photographed before. See Titanic underwater battles never dreamed of before in this most terrifying of the science fiction adventures.
So that trailer you just saw was the original trailer. That, well, at least the one that I've seen the most of. This one that we're listening to here.
Family adventuring underwater in the depths of the mighty Amazon. Lovely Julia Adams, her beauty a lure even to the man-beast from the dawn of time.
They have no idea if this guy is that old. I doubt he's that old. Where there's one, there must be many. There is a sequel of sorts, a sequel book called Out of Time's Lost Lagoon or Black Lagoon, Time's Black Lagoon, where I think it's set in the future of 2016. I've read it once, and these guys go back in time to the Devonian and find out how the origins of the creature. It's an adequately good reading, good book until the very end, where it kind of devolves into a bloodbath. Or I don't even know. See, I don't even remember. I should try reading it again. Be that as it may, so they don't realize, well, he's trying to get her out of there. They set him on fire. This happens in each movie. They set the creature on fire. Poor old Wit. Can't even talk. And then, so David wants to leave. Mark wants to stay. And Lucas reminds him at the point of the knife that, you call that a knife? That's no knife. I see you played Knifey Spoony before. That who the captain of the Rita is. So, but unfortunately, when they try to leave, well, the creature destroys the boat. And then he blocks the path with the tree.
With Richard Denning, whose scientific passion turned to the fury of revenge. You'll see the most amazing underwater photography that the screen has ever known. In this strangest of all science fiction adventures.
It is, I don't know if it's the strangest of all, but it's a really good one. I wonder how it would have looked in color. I mean, I wouldn't, you know me, I don't watch colorized movies. I mean, it works. It's so eerie and atmospheric in black and white. All three of them are, even though they get lesser in quality for each movie. I like them all because I saw them all many, many times. As I've mentioned, somebody at Channel 2, KWGN, loved his Universal monster movies and loved Japanese monster movies because we got a lot of them on a very regular basis. And until the dreaded infomercial scourge happened, we got a lot of them clean into, I want to say 85 or 86 when we got new channels because they had to fill it with content. And I mean, I saw Latitude Zero on television for the first time ever in the, I want to say 88 or 89. Anyway, be that as it may. Yep, and he's the creature's strong because he just tore the chain right off because they were going to try to move it. And now we have our obligatory fight scene. Mark hits David. David hits Mark. And Wit just lays there going, oh, oh. We don't get a lot of comedy for the last third of the movie, which is fine. And David goes down to try to hook the chain around it. And then Mark does follow him, which Mark should not have done. Once again, he shoots the creature with a spear and has to reload because they're not, it's not a 6-gun spear shooter. Spear gun, 6-gun. I don't know how you'd say that. And the creature just, yeah, that's it for Mark. Mark's dead. Mark DED dead. And now they're wondering how they get out. And Mark says, or David says, I got to go back down there and fix it. And somehow, and what is this, number 7? Would not surprise me. But if anyone knows and has kept a count, please leave a comment please leave a comment and let me know because I think we're at least number 7. Fortunately, Wit doesn't get killed. This is the iocane powder in liquid form. It's trying to deaden the creech there, but as some of us call him, or the Gillman. When I lived in San Diego, there was a Gilman Drive. I always pronounced it Gilman Drive. Because, yeah. And so David's trying to do this. I'm going to count this as number 8 because it's the claw. This is another iconic shot here. I mean, the stills of this. David's in the grotto. We don't exactly know why, but now he's captured. Well, actually, the Gilman has finally got Kay. Now, what's he going to do with her? He's not human. She is very human. I mean, yeah, it's a Beauty and the Beast story here. And once he looked upon Beauty, the Beast was as one dead. Something like that, the quote is. And we all know what happened to King Kong. Something went wrong with Fay Ray and King Kong. 3D Bat. The movie was filmed in 3D. I don't know why they used it, but it's just... It's this 20-second shot, if that, and just flies into the screen. Just to remind you, yes, this is a 3D movie. It's a nice romantic shot until up from the depths, 2 meters high. Well, Ben Chapman was a tall man. So she's screaming again, and the creature smartly. I mean, he's a very smart and adaptive, and he learns because he wipes out that spear gun / poison shooter. And right as he's going to body slam him, or give him an F5 maybe. So we can go with, or the attitude adjustment if you want to go John Cena, because, well, we can see him. But then he starts getting shot and shot and shot. And these are rifle shots. They're not little handguns. Handgun 44 caliber might have bounced off of him, maybe 45. Not a gunman. Should have had a phaser. And finally, they just say, let him go. There he goes. Down, down, dun, dun, dun. And then the movie ends with them just floating. Now, as we all know, the creature got better because the next year they went and found him and took him to Florida. And eventually we'll review the Revenge of the Creature because it is a fun movie and I really enjoy it as well. Now, Creature Walks Among Us, it's good enough to watch once or twice, but it's probably the one I haven't seen in years, in a decade at least. The end. So, no talk about how they got back. No talk about the 1, 2, 3, 4 dead people. Where's Mark's body? Did they bring it back with them? I mean, by the time they got up there, that thing would have rotted back to civilization. So, why didn't anyone else go back down there until another year later? And then we have the whole conundrum of the freshwater creature swimming around in the ocean, which is a lot saltier. All right, but that's our movie. Oh, there's the cast.
4 men dead so far. We're staying until we get, or until somebody else gets killed.
All right. I just thought we'd give it a little more there because that's our movie. You'll see the full 2.5 minute trailer here. I don't know where that came from, but I'd never seen that one, or if I had, I'd forgotten. There are trailers on the Blu-ray, and there's production stills and posters and all kinds of fun stuff. Commentary tracks by Tom Weaver. I think even well, it tells you in here, Tom Weaver and dang, I think. Well, we'll find out. I've listened to the commentary track from The Creature, but not. I think Bob Burns is on that as well. Be that as it may, let's wrap this up. All right, my fellow agents. This is X7 signing off. Just beware of when you're swimming in open water. Sometimes you want to look down or not even get in at all. Until our next assignment, this is X7 signing off.
Science didn't know, but dedicated scientists were willing to risk their lives to find out.
This lungfish, the bridge between fish and the land animal. This one was a failure. It hasn't changed in millions of years. But here we have a clue to an answer.
Starring Richard Carlson, grimly adventuring underwater in the depths of the mighty Amazon. Lovely Julia Adams, her beauty a lure even to the man-beast from the dawn of time. With Richard Denning, whose scientific passion turned to the fury of revenge. You'll see the most amazing underwater photography that the screen has ever known. In this strangest of all science fiction adventures.
4 men dead so far. We're staying until we get, or until somebody else gets killed.